Classic rock album reviews coming right at you.
Smack 'em a gob, everybody. Hey, it's time for another album review. That's right. And I'm going to review this album right here. Eat 'em and Smile. Here, I'll get closer to the camera so you can see it. Can you make it out? Can you make out the album cover better now that I got it close to the camera? David Lee Roth, Eat 'em and Smile. Let me tell you something, man. This is the follow-up to 1984. This is what Van Halen should have been. But what do I know? Vangina sold more and whatever. But when this came out, let me tell you something. Dave was on their heels. They may have sold more records, but Dave was doing, well, at least here in South Florida, better than Vangina on this album. Because when Vangina came and played the Sportatorium on the 5150 tour, they only played one night, and it wasn't sold out. David Lee Roth played 2 nights. I'm not sure if either show was sold out, but he played 2 nights, all right? And I was there both nights. But I didn't see the second night because I got too drunk. I used to drink too much Jack Daniels and ended up in the drunk tank at the show. That's a whole other story. We're not going to talk about that. I think I have talked about that in the past on a video. I should have. It's a great story. But anyway, this album, I remember, man, I remember vividly that, you know, reading in magazines, Steve Vai, Billie Jean. And I didn't know Greg Bissonette, but I knew Steve Vai because I had the album Flexible and Disturbing the Peace, Alcatraz. I own both those albums, so I dug Steve Vai, and I pulled it out to show you guys. And I love Billie Jean. I bought this album in 1984 because I remember reading in magazines positive reviews about this album, and all those magazines would say, and they have the most insane bass player, right? So I took a chance by the reviews. And number one, I agree, it's a great album, and I agree again, what an insane bass player. And this album, my favorite song on this album is Shy Boy, but High Speed on Ice is kind of close. But Shy Boy was re-recorded on here. So how would I compare this version of Shy Boy against this version that I've known longer? I've knew this song, Shy Boy. It's been my favorite song off this album, you know, and it was 2 years before this came out, you know, so that's what I want to talk about. All right, so let's get into the songs and the pictures. All right, we start with Yankee Rose, and I'll never forget it, man. The world premiere video blew my freaking mind. Number one, it's still hilarious watching it today. You know, I have a glazed donut, you know, and a bottle of anything, and the guy, forget about it. It's a great, great, hilarious video, and it's of the time because, see, at that time, humanity was, you know, they were having fun. They wouldn't get offended. They just had fun. You know, it was just a fun time. And this grooved with us people wanting to have a fun time. And it just seemed fun, like, you know, like a cool kind of fun. Not, you know, not to slam you guys that like Poison, but Poison was forced. To me, it was forced, them forcing themselves to have a good time. Dave was natural. Poison throws a party, Dave is the party. All right, Yankee Rose, the video, the song. Holy crap! Right out the bat, there's Steve Vai and talking to David on his guitar, and then it just goes into this hard rocking, just juggernaut. You know, it's amazing, and also you hear all the fucking talent, the drums, the bass, doing the little bass thing. Steve Vai ripping it. And David Lee Roth on the video doing the splits and kicking balloons and total 80s with the spandex and going up to the camera, shaking his ass. It's so over the top. You know, it's like, damn. You know? But it was a hit, man. I'm telling you, people were digging this shit back then. I surrounded myself with people, seriously, that liked David Lee Roth more than Vangina. And I knew some that liked both back then. You know, they liked Vangina, but they loved Roth as well. And this just rips. This is, to me, the spirit of Van Halen. The spirit of Van Halen left with David Lee Roth. You can't tell me everything with Sammy Belcher was like even remotely close, you know, to the spirit. It became a completely different band. And, but yeah, Yankee Rose, man, it's a great tune. Shy Boy, all right, the second song is the song that I knew already for 2 years, my favorite song off the Talus album. I'll tell you, the very first time I heard this version, I automatically liked it more. Wow. And now, you know, even in the future, this version smokes the original, which I love. But it smokes it badly. Wow. And the ripping with Vi and Billy Sheehan and Bissonette and fucking Dave screaming his ass off. And I love the way, that singer in Talus, he wasn't bad, you know. He was a good singer. I'm not sure his name. Was it Paul Varga or something like that? Or Dave Constantino? I'm looking at the albums, but it doesn't say who did what. So, but either way, Dave does it better. All right, the next song, all right. I know everybody that's watching right now that love this album, Even Smile, you will not pick the next song as the best song on the album. I'm easy. I doubt anybody would. Except me. This is my favorite song off the album, and it took me, decades to realize that. What was my favorite song before? Trying to think. Maybe, well, I can't think at the moment. But either way, this is my favorite song off Eat 'Em and Smile. It's got the whole, the whole horn thing that I hate horns, but I love how it's played here. It's got the, kind of like the Just a Gigolo vibe, and I love Just a Gigolo. I love Dave's version of Just a Gigolo. And I like it. It's hard rocking, but it meets the kind of big band stuff. Great, and believe me, I'm not into music like this that blend each other, but this one, to me, works perfectly, and it's extremely underrated. I love I'm Easy. Rules. All right, next. Ladies' Night in Buffalo. I gotta tell you, man, this one I think was my favorite before. I'm not sure. But here we go, man. Dave with the killer lyrics, kind of like a little dark sounding, it slows down. And I love Dave's voice, man. The way he sings this song, Nana screaming. I love all that shit. Sammy Hagar got a better voice. To you. Anyway, so yeah, Ladies' Night in Buffalo is a freaking amazing. I absolutely love this song. All right, then the last song on side one is Going Crazy, which was the single. Again, cool video, over the top shit. Dave dresses a fat guy, and the Picasso brothers and shit like that, and then the band is just jamming. I love it. It's a great, it's a single. And I know it was a hit back then, but I think it should have been a bigger hit, because this was the sound of the 80s all over this song. But I'm telling you, man, if this was Vangina releasing this song, people would love it more, because the problem with David Lee Roth and the breakup with the real Van Halen was Van Halen had the name. David Lee Roth didn't. I mean, he had the name, yes, but not the name like Van Halen. Everybody knows Van Halen. And a lot of people know, oh, that crazy singer in Van Halen. You know, Van Halen is a brand. David Lee Roth was a brand new brand. And I don't care if it's as good or, in this case, way better than Vangina. It's not going to have that masses power. That's how I feel. And I think Going Crazy could have been a big hit if it was a Vangina song. That's what I think. People like, what is it? What was the stupid single? Why Can't This Be Love? Is that it? Fuck, I don't even know. I don't remember. But you know, the first single off that Vangina, come on. Going Crazy buries it. Well, before it buries it, it poops on it. Then it buries it. All right, that's side one. Side two, start with a cover song, Tobacco Road. Dave likes doing these covers from ancient songs, you know? And this is one of them, and it rips. What an amazing tune. Another one of my favorites. Is it better than Ladies' Night in Buffalo? I would say yeah, but I don't like it more than I'm Easy. See how weird I am? Anyway, so yeah, Tobacco Road, man. What a ripping song. You know, I don't know, maybe it was 5 years before he reunited with Van Halen. I went to go see him at the casino, which it was a really bad show. It was a cringy show, too, because he was talking to some fucking 10-year-old, 13-year-old or something, saying cringy shit. And I was like, what the hell is this? It wasn't a good show. But the one good thing he did do that night was Tobacco Road. I was like, oh shit, he's doing Tobacco Road. So yeah. Love Tobacco Road. All right, next song, Elephant Gun. Oh yeah, all right. Hey, you want to see how badass this bass player is? Listen to Elephant Gun with the rapid fire bass playing. It's insanity. You know, most songs that have that kind of technical precision it doesn't have the chops to be a killer song. Elephant Guns has it all. The crazy technical, fast drumming, ripping guitar solo, Dave screaming his ass off. Elephant Gun rules. Next, Big Trouble. Oh, I love this song. Big Trouble is awesome. They had a song, Van Halen had a song called Big Trouble in the 70s that was never released. And I didn't know Big Trouble back then from Van Halen, but I found that out later. But they changed it to Big River off Different Kind of Truth. But anyway, yeah, man, Big Trouble, and it's kind of wacky in a little way. Where, you know, Dave's lyrics, you know, we're a rocketeer, said Mouse, and I know a little place out here in the back. We can hang out and live, and without a doubt. It's just awesome. It's such a swagger, like, you know, kind of Steven Tyler-ish, Aerosmith-ish kind of swagger in the song. And Dave just doing some crazy, you know, grunts and stuff. Love it. Big Trouble is awesome. And yeah, Steve Vai rips on it. And then we got Bump and Grind. Oh yeah, sleazy. Killer riffage. Killer groove. What an amazing damn song. Great hard rockin' tune. I absolutely love Bump and Grind. I love every song off this album, including the last one, That's Life. Look, if you like Frank Sinatra, more power to you. That guy does nothing for me, all right? He does as much for me as Sammy Hagar does. Well, he's better than Sammy, but that's not saying much. Everybody's better than Sammy, you know? That your neighbor is better than Sammy. But That's Life. I love Dave's voice on it. That's Life. I listened to Frank Sinatra's version, actually, before I did this review. Oh, let me hear it. I might have heard it. The guy does nothing for me, man. I guess you'd have to, like, be into smacking your girlfriend around to like it. I'm just kidding, Frank Sinatra fans. But if you ever did smack your girlfriend and you like Frank Sinatra, I see a connection there. But I think that life is awesome. I like the video with the collage shit. It's just amazing. I absolutely love it. And that is my review of Eat 'em and Smile. But there's something else I want to talk about related to the album, which is Sonrisa Salvaje. You see that there? Sonrisa Salvaje. I don't know if you can read that. Can you read that? Maybe you can. Let me get the album closer to the camera to see if you can read it. See it? I don't know. Can you make it out? Well, anyway, this is, I actually played this now. I haven't heard it in a while. And I speak Spanish, you know, I'm Cuban. Well, Cuban blooded. I was born in the USA, which makes me American, bro. But I love my Cuban heritage. Don't get it twisted. Let's cut the deck. So since I know Spanish, I know what Dave is saying on here. And some of this shit is hilarious, man. Like, I'm going crazy, watch out for the mayor's daughter or something. He says that in Spanish. It's even funnier. It's, cuidado con la hija del alcalde. If you know Spanish, that sounds funnier than watch out for the mayor's daughter. But it's great. And David does, like, there's different, like, the screams he does on this version is different than the screams he does on Eat 'em and Smile. It's like he just recorded the whole vocals differently. And also, Big Trouble doesn't fade out. It has an ending. I love it, you know, but, you know, I think if you don't speak Spanish, you won't like it much. I do, but I don't really listen to it and think, oh, this is hilarious. It's just certain parts, because I know Spanish. It's certain parts, certain songs he says that sounds funny, but then the songs that aren't funny make sense. I mean, they really did. It sounds like you worked hard to do this shit. And this album was the idea of Billy Sheehan. Billy Sheehan was the one that came up with doing a Spanish version of the album. And there you go, Sonrisa Salvaje. You can read that, right? Right? You can read it. It says Sonrisa Salvaje right there. See, right here? Yeah, it says Sonrisa Salvaje. So that is my review of Eat 'em and Smile, which I haven't done, which is ridiculous. I know there's a lot of albums that I haven't reviewed that it's ridiculous I haven't yet. And I am going to start, man, doing a lot more album reviews on this channel, bro. And I want to thank you all for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And ring that little notification bell. Oh, and also, before I leave, I know some of you Sammy Hagar lovers that don't like what I'm saying. And I don't know. I don't know why you all don't like, you know, me. And I don't do nothing to piss off you Sammy Hagar fans. But you're probably watching this going, screw that guy. Fucking Dave Tard. And I'm like, oh my God. You're right. I'm a Dave Tard. Oh my God. Sammy Hagar Belcher. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. You Sammy fans and you especially you Sammy haters. Ring that little notification bell and like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob.